ist das denn für ein Weg? Wo führt der denn mich?
Hey, old man, any tips for fighting in bots?
I wouldn't call this some big secret, but predicting your opponent's next move will give you an advantage.
Like reading their mind?
Nothing so fancy. It's more about noticing patterns, guessing intentions, that sort of thing.
Sounds complicated. But I'll give it a try next time.
Okay. Ne, kann ich. Ich dachte schon vielleicht. Oh, guck mal, noch eine Höhle. Ah, hier war ich schon. Wann auch immer ich das geschafft habe. Dennoch.
Arslan soldiers are pretty tough. I bet they train on the assumption that war could break out at any moment. That mindset alone might explain the difference in strength between them and the Royal Army.
Kann ich nicht. Nichts. Gar nichts. Ich habe gehofft, ich finde hier was vielleicht. Ach Mann, ey. Von da komme ich auch nicht. Da kam ich irgendwie gar nicht hin. Wo ist der Turm?
Thick vegetation makes for easy ambushes.
That's certainly something to keep in mind when in the jungle.
You guys make it sound like there's an enemy up every tree and in every bush.
In Sandland, I thought there was one behind every rock or dune.
Ach komm. Stimmt nicht, ne? Nein.
At least that was sort of fun.
Warte. Was ist hier? Okay,
Hey,
da war ich
we've
nicht.
actually traveled pretty far, huh?
Yeah, I never imagined we'd end up going all this way when we left Demon Village.
You said it. Never thought we'd end up in a different country.
It's fun though. We've seen lots of cool stuff.
I'll always treasure this time with you guys.
Und den Turm sehe ich immer noch nicht.
No, if we bust this down, I think we could make it through.
Ah, schon okay.
Any tips for fighting in bots?
I wouldn't call this some big secret, but predicting your opponent's next move will give you an advantage.
Hey, old man, any tips for fighting in bots?
I wouldn't call this some big secret, but predicting your opponent's next move will give you an advantage.
Like reading their mind?
Nothing so fancy. It's more about noticing patterns, guessing intentions, that sort of thing.
Sounds complicated. But I'll give it a try next time. Whoa! This is bad! My butt!
Hat er mich runtergeschmissen? Ne, kaputt gegangen. Ups. Wo bin ich? Wo starte ich? Ach komm. Die muss ich jetzt wieder von neu erkunden. Na, gibt's doch nicht.
You can find all sorts of things on the side roads here.
If no one ever comes by, never gets picked up after all.
Wait, how did all this stuff get there in the first place then?
Fell from the sky, maybe?
Ach komm. Okay, ich habe hier eine neue Reise gefunden, oder was? Oder nee, kann nicht sein, weil ich war ja hier schon, glaube ich. Ja, war ich ja auch.
Sure looks sturdy, but I bet I can break it with enough force.
Wo ist der Turm?
Forestlands soldiers are pretty tough. I bet they train on the assumption that war could break out at any moment. That mindset alone might explain the difference in strength between them and the Royal Army.
Macht das keinen Spaß? Mir fehlt der letzte Turm, glaube ich. Den ich gar nicht finden kann. Komm, machen wir mal die Hauptgeschichte weiter.
I saw the news on TV. What do we do?
We're gonna have to fight.
But can we win?
There's no way to know what a battle's outcome will be until it's fought.
Huh? Hey, old man.
Sorry, Mayor Tor. Will you please excuse us?
Right.
Der General jetzt hier. Ne?
General Are, wait!
Move away! That woman's a Forestland Army general!
Not anymore. Rosetta's no longer our enemy. Right?
I'm not sure. But at the moment, I don't have a gun to point at you, nor would I if I did. Let me assure you, for the time being, my priority is stopping my father.
Do you really expect me to trust an enemy general?
Hey, easy now. There's no way that your wound could have healed yet.
And who do you think wounded me? Her brigade.
I know how you feel, but she's not lying. The prince would know.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, she doesn't have any bad intentions.
If you say so.
Now, shall we talk about the doomsday weapon flying towards us as we speak?
Where are you going?
I don't want to invite undue suspicion by making you worry I'm spying on your war council.
First, I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts.
What's that thing capable of?
Its main cannon is unimaginably powerful. They could easily destroy the whole world if they wanted to.
To make things worse, it's too high up for our tanks to hit. And even if they could, it's so massive that they wouldn't leave a dent. The only options I can think of are to take control of the command center, or somehow immobilize it.
If we draw out the battle with that flying fortress long enough, Their aquanium energy will have to run out at some point, right?
That's true. But how are we supposed to survive long enough for that to happen?
Well,
Realize you hadn't really thought this through, huh?
I was just taking my time thinking of the best strategy.
No. Our only option is to attack so swiftly that the enemy isn't given any time to think.
Do you think Bread would be willing to talk if we could get Rosetta to contact him? If he'd agree to a meeting, I'd speak with him in person.
If Bread were a man of reason, he would have listened to King Jam.
That's a fair point. Maybe fighting is the only way. I just hope we can settle this without getting civilians of either country involved.
Then how about we bust in there and kick their butts right now?
We'd need an airplane to get up there.
If only the Royal Army hadn't lost its cargo airship.
And whose fault is that? In any case, a plane as slow as the cargo airship would end up riddled with holes before it got anywhere near Garum.
Right. We need an airplane fast enough to dodge anti-air missiles. Come to think of it, how exactly did the Forest Land Army transport that aquanium from the End-Mill base?
What do you mean?
We used a radar device attuned to aquanium to detect some at one of their bases. And as we were watching, it then zoomed to a distant location at an incredible speed. It might have been carried by an airplane.
It had to be! It was moving in a straight line on the radar!
Yes. Any form of ground transport would have been affected by the terrain. Only an airplane could pull that off.
But where did it land? We didn't see it there at the Masala dig site.
Rosetta would know. Let me ask her.
Okay. Kriegen wir ein Flugzeug oder ist das nur für die Story?
Why don't you look chipper? Have you come up with a plan?
That depends on your next answer.
Are you saying you want my help?
I won't ask you to fight. I just want to know where the Forest Land Army's airplane is.
The airplane? Oh, I see. You know that's insane, right? You'll just be throwing your life away.
It's the only way to stop your father.
It's at Vendor Base.
Thank you, Rosetta. I'll do whatever it takes to stop Bread.
I want to fly the airplane once we get it!
Hey, no fair, Prince. I want to fly it.
Now that you mention it, I've never gotten to pilot an airplane before.
Ha! Even the old man wants to give it a spin!
Are you going to?
No, I'll do what I can to distract them from the ground with my tank unit.
In that case, mind lending me a tank? Can't have too many decoys, right?
Our tanks aren't easy to handle, you know.
I'm used to not having things easy. I'll figure it out.
Immer noch, ja?